Welcome to the Mama Making Podcast, a space for moms figuring it out in real time, at home, at work, and everywhere in between. Hosted by me, Jessica Lamb, this show is here to help you feel a little less alone in the mess and magic of motherhood. Each week brings a mix of solo reflections, expert interviews, and real stories from moms leaning into themselves, whether that's into parenting, into entrepreneurship, or just surviving the day. Because there's no one way to do motherhood, and you don't have to do it alone. If that sounds like your kind of vibe, make sure to follow the show, share it with a friend, and keep showing up, exactly as you are. This episode of the Mama Making Podcast is sponsored by Collabs Creative. If you're a mom building a business and trying to do it without a roadmap, you're so not alone. That's exactly why I started Collabs Creative, to help founders like you tell your story, grow your brand, and actually connect with the people you're meant to serve. From social media strategy to full-on content creation, we do grassroots marketing that feels real, because it is. If you're ready to stop throwing things at the wall to see what sticks and start showing up like the founder you already are, head to collabscreative.com and let's start building something good. Now let's get on to the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mama Making Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. Today, I'm so excited to have Olivia, the marketplace mom, on the podcast. She is a mom who teaches families how to reduce their clutter and make a little extra cash through Facebook Marketplace, all while breaking down the fear and the stereotypes that make selling feel a little bit intimidating. She's passionate about helping moms get great deals and get great returns and feel empowered to treat Marketplace as a practical, accessible tool for everyday life. Welcome, Olivia. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about you, who you are, where you're from, whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I'm Olivia. I'm a mom of two. I live in St. Louis. Have been married for 7 years. I work full time, but my secret for a while. Side hustle is Facebook Marketplace. I'm obsessed with it, and I just now love talking about it all the time.
Yeah, so I am kind of a Facebook Marketplace obsessed mom as well. So I know this is going to be a huge episode for my listeners. But tell me, how did you start it all? Like, how did the Marketplace mom start?
Yeah. So I've been selling on Facebook Marketplace since 2019. We had moved, we got a new house, and it was like our first house like together. Like my husband had owned something before we got married. So it was just like time to get rid of his stuff and get my stuff in. But I have just always been like a thrifty person. I don't like wasting money for no reason. And I just didn't want to like let all the things go. Like I wanted to get a return for it. So I had seen people do Facebook Marketplace, but my husband and myself a little just had, some of the realistic fears of like, well, like that's just too weird. You can't have someone come to your porch and give you money. Like what? That's not a thing. But finally I was just like, I'm doing it. And I sold the TV mount for $15 that like the previous homeowners had like left. And I was hooked. I was like, this was so easy and so fun. Like $15 is a lot of money and it adds up the more you go. I have been selling ever since. Last year, I had actually, it's been almost a year ago. I had a thought of I want to do social media and talk specifically about Facebook Marketplace. I think everyone should sell on Facebook Marketplace, but I think it's so scary to start. And unless you have someone in your back corner, kind of telling you oh, that's normal, it's not a big deal, or it's not too scary, it's too hard to start. And so I wanted to do that, but I was really intimidated by all the video and putting myself out there. So I kind of made the account in November of last year and then just sat and let it sit empty. And then I promoted myself. I asked to get on another podcast, the Carpool podcast, and she did have me. And so I was like, this is it. This is your chance. People are going to know your name quickly. So you need to do this. So in July of 2025, I started posting. And it's kind of just, I've been posting every day since, and it's been really fun. And I feel like I've got my feet. And I've really got a lot of people that either have loved Facebook Marketplace and are so happy to hear about it, or have never sold on Facebook Marketplace. And now they're telling me all the money that they're bringing in. So it's just really been exciting to see it kind of grow from a year ago, a thought to it's happening. We're doing it. we're all doing it.
I love that. I think that I would love to talk more about kind of breaking down the fear of marketplace. Why are people so intimidated by it? What are some of the common misconceptions or maybe stereotypes for Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, I think it's just really intimidating because it is your home and that you have to give a stranger your address. But you have to think about like the buyer is just as afraid as you are of them as they are of you. And the buyer is another mom usually, or like someone else in your community, or sometimes your neighbor, like they live close, like they want a deal too. So I think that's just like the hardest thing that you kind of do have to let go. And I think even people that do struggle with like, if you're gonna quit, it's because you're not letting go of that porch pickup. You're like trying to hold on to that fear too much, and you're like, I'm going to open the door and I'm going to talk to these people, or I'm going to trade it off, or I'm not even doing porch pickup. My house is my house. I'm going to meet you in Target, and that's when you just people are going to talk to you, and someone may start to negotiate with you, or someone's not going to show, and then you wasted an hour in the Target parking lot and you're mad. Those are the times that you're going to quit. So I think the hardest like hurdle you have to get over is letting go of the porch, but thinking that it's just another person like you. They're not coming to hurt you over your $5 baby outfit. And I always also go into it, I've never been stolen from. I have known people that have gotten stolen from, but I had $0 when I started. So if I get stolen from, I have $0 when it ends. And then I always encourage people, the marketplace universe usually does even the scale out. I have been overpaid for things, and I do not go out of my way to tell those people that. So like, even if you get stolen from, like one day you will get overpaid, and then it evened itself out. So those are the hard facts. But once you get over those, then you're hooked for life.
Yeah, and I think, and we'll get into it a little bit more of like best practices and like your own system. But I think the more you do it, the more you kind of experience it all. And so you kind of remove your own barriers and own like mental blocks about it to be like, this is what's easiest for me and this is what's most efficient. And I think it's so funny that everybody does it differently. And it's really just based on like what your personal preference is. But from that, I would love to talk a little bit more about the selling aspect of it. How do you kind of equate the selling of things on marketplace with decluttering? What does that look like for you? What is the crossover?
Yeah, it's kind of just like my way of life now with decluttering. Like I declutter to sell things, and then I have money and less things. So it's just like a part of my life. I'll set things on my counter that I need to take photos of that we no longer need, or my kitchen cabinets were kind of getting obnoxious. And so I went and cleaned everything out and pulled things that I was like, you've never used this avocado hugger. Why are you holding on to it? And it actually sold yesterday for $3.
I love that.
So like my kitchen's cleaner, and I have more cash for things that either I want to upgrade, which also I think Facebook Marketplace is so great for, is when you do like just want to upgrade some mom things that you like. For Christmas, I got new towels one year, and I sold the whole towel set, the old one. Like someone bought it for $25. It went quick. I had way too many people. Like I probably underpriced it. So it's like a reward too. Like you get to upgrade things, or you get to declutter from your house. But it's just, that's like my biggest thing is I don't want to waste my family's money. Like I want to get a return for it. And it just is like the biggest dopamine hit also, that I got $25 for towels that I don't want.
Yeah. What are some of the misconceptions that you think come across Facebook Marketplace? I know for me it was a lot of like people don't want this like random thing, but I have found like just post it and see what happens. There have been things that I'm like, oh my God, nobody wants this. I post it for like $5 or $10 and I have like 10 people in my inbox wanting it.
Yeah, I think one of the misconceptions is people don't realize that junk sells. Like the junkier your item, the faster it goes. I've sold some like nicer, brand new, like a purse. It took forever. It was the hardest sale of my life. I had to deal with everybody's opinion about this thing. But like I sold my broken dishwasher for $25, and it's like within 5 days, like done. So that's nice too. Like junk sells. Like I truly believe if you think it should go in the trash, you should probably list it on Facebook Marketplace first. And then another misconception, I think a lot of people think people negotiate price. And I do think that I price fair from the beginning. I think you should absolutely always price fair from the beginning. Don't because most people don't negotiate. Most people will scroll. So people are sometimes like, no, I'm gonna overprice so then they can negotiate and then I'll get it. And I'm like, no, because they're gonna scroll and you're never gonna talk to those people. So that's like another common misconception is that people are gonna negotiate. It rarely happens. And sometimes it still does. And I'm firm about a price and I'll say no, and then they'll still buy it from me. So like the fear of negotiation, and then a lot of just like no shows. But that's another mindset shift of like, that's why it's on my porch. Like all I did was walk back on my porch and put it right back in my house. It's not that much time where moms were always going to be home, about to be home. Someone is in our house that we can text and say, you need to put this on the porch. It's not that hard, which I guess is another one too, is they're like, I don't have the time for it. Like it's very easy to, once you like get going and you get kind of in a swing, it's just like how I empty the dishwasher. I list something on Facebook Marketplace. I talk to someone on Facebook Marketplace. I put it on my porch. Like it's just part of my like weekly ritual with anything in my house. And it makes my family money.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that perfectly dovetails into why people should be doing marketplace, specifically moms.
Yes, because we have so much stuff and sometimes it's not even that used, but like you did need it. Like I needed the baby bath, but it's still in great condition. You can get a lot of money and then you have less things in your house. Or sometimes there's just things like it also helps like sometimes you buy something, you regret it, it was a loss, but like then get a little money back and feel a little better. Like don't beat yourself up or hold that thing in your house and like just stare at it and make yourself mad that you wasted that money. Like get it out.
Yeah.
And then it feels really good and it's exciting to like see your things live on. Like I sold the strawberry Halloween costume my daughter wore and she looked so adorable in it. Like I'm excited that another mom and another baby gets to wear it and like it lives on. It's kind of like the sisterhood of the traveling pants, but like you get money for this too. It's just a nice like unite.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about just getting started. What are some of the things that you think people should sell first?
I have a post like it's tagged like as the top on my Instagram, the Marketplace Mom, and it talks about selling a used pair of shoes. Shoes always sell well for me, and I feel like there's just no emotional attachment. Like when I'm done with the shoe, I'm not gonna wear it anymore, so I don't care. I always say throw it in the washing machine, air dry it, take all the photos, and then list them for like $10. I wear my like running or workout shoes until I'm kind of over them, and then I'll list them for $10. They always sell, and that's $10 off the next pair of shoes that I'm gonna buy. So I think shoes are like a really good like first start, get your toes wet, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, I love that. I sold one pair of shoes and I had just purchased them because I think I just needed like I think at this specific time I had a pair of shoes on that didn't fit right or I didn't like, and I'm like, I need something else. So I went to Kohl's, I got the cheapest pair of gym shoes, wore them around for a day and put them on Marketplace and sold them for like $25, which was like maybe less than I bought them from, but then they would have just been sitting in my closet otherwise. So
Yeah.
that's a good one. I think you're totally onto something with having your first sell be something that you're not emotionally attached to. For me, that's home decor. Like anything that's like
Yes.
can go up on my wall for a season, or like I'm kind of over that design style or whatever it might be. I feel like those are really easy to sell too. Things that I'm
Yes.
like I could care less about it for my first sell.
And those things are nice too because they really hold their value. It doesn't really get worn or like damaged. Sometimes the price tag's still on it. You can remember what you paid for it.
Yep.
So yeah, those are a good thing to sell too.
So on the topic of price, how can people realistically price items?
So you always have to like think about someone is like going out of their way to drive to your house to get it. So like that is like a cost to them. So I always shoot for like 50% off of what it's currently selling for retail for like items. For clothing and shoes, they're like cars. They depreciate obnoxiously fast. So clothes, you're getting 1/3 to even less, but it all still adds up. So for most stuff, I literally just Google what the item's selling for and I'll do 50% off. Or if it's got more wear and tear, I'll just keep kind of knocking it down. With brand new items, though, you still got to think like someone's like they could get it for free shipping to their house. So like even though you're knocking $5 off, like no one's gonna come for that one. So you still need to knock off maybe 15% if it's like brand new, still never used, but it will sell. It always does.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Unless it's for me, I try to think like, what would I pay for this if I was going for something secondhand? If it's not less than 50%, I'm not even looking at it. And if it's something that's like a really large priced item, I'm like you said, going online to see, okay, how much is this selling retail? How much is it selling retail versus how is it getting shipped to me? Is it coming free? Is it the convenience is a cost as well? So that's a really great point.
But it is nice though, like if you were to do a garage sale or you were to sell, like you garage sales, like people want an even more of a discount. Like Facebook Marketplace, you really do get like a lot more, you can get a lot more money and then you didn't waste, your Saturday sitting there for 6 hours too. So it is nice that you can get more of a return where people just expect more of a discount for a garage sale.
I think the negotiation part is very different for everybody. Like for me, if it's an item that I'm like, this is a little overpriced for what I want to pay, I will always just message. It's few and far between, but I'll message and be like, hey, would you be willing to let this go for whatever price? If they say no, if it's like really out of the price range that I'm looking for, I'll just say, okay, I'll pass, thank you. Or if it's something I really want and can be like, all right, I can deal with the extra $5 or $10, then it's a go. But I think that if you're not pricing things in a way that is like completely above and beyond what people would pay, like you said, the chance of negotiation is very slim. And I'm usually not negotiating with anybody unless it's like $50 or more.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like for example, I found we have a IKEA like pantry in our house, and it was here when we moved in, and it doesn't have the front door on it. It's just open face, which makes me crazy. I have ADHD, total ADHD brain, and I'm like, I need a cover on this. So I've been scouring Marketplace we moved in here in May. I've been searching since May. I finally found a door that is the exact dimensions, the exact color, and it was like 20 minutes from my house. Did I pay a little extra for it? More than I probably would have. Maybe, but it was still like $25. To get that new is like over 100. So
Yeah.
someone just wanted it out of their garage and I was more than happy to take it. So I think that that's another example of like, it will come. You're just, you never know what someone is going to want or need. Like, just post it all.
Yes. And I will say that's one of my tips if you do want to buy. If you like are kind of on the like I don't really care, like I'm more about the price, like shoot, it's fine and it is totally fine to negotiate. It just doesn't happen as much as I think people are afraid of.
Yeah.
But if you absolutely want that item and like you need it and it is like it's just something that you are like do not negotiate because sometimes you don't know how many messages and if someone's negotiating and someone's not, I'm just going to skip to that person
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
So it's like this is like a unique thing that like you have been searching for forever and it's so hard to come by, like just pay their price so you can win. But yeah, if you like it's fine. I've negotiated a couple times and I've been told no and I've been told yes too.
Yeah. Yeah, what are some of the marketplace wins that you've had?
My like favorite thing of all times, and I'm not going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, so I'm going to keep it for my grandkids, is this Tigger like full body costume that's like 2T. I got it for $8 like 3 years ago. My son wore it. My daughter wore it this year. She still likes to play in it and it's just like the nicest quality ever. And I did almost catch myself saying like, well, I want it for $5 because 8 is just a weird number. But then I was like, no, it's so cute. Shut your mouth and just pay their $8. And now I'm so glad because literally this is a costume that I'm not going to sell. Like I want my grandkids to wear it. It's such a nice condition. Like, and for $8, like that's a crazy deal.
Yeah. That's so funny. One of our favorites is my cousin got a lion costume. It's a like fine quality, but it's so cute. And all of the cousins have been our youngest cousins have been the exact age to fit in it for
Oh.
Halloween. So everyone has worn it and it's just like this cute little lion costume. It was like maybe $5. But same thing, it's like just put the stuff up for however much and like it's so worth it.
And then they're just like, I don't know, it should make you feel good. That was so, I don't know. I have no idea. I've never talked to this woman again that I bought it from, but like, I love it so much that I'm going to keep it forever. That would make me happy to hear that too.
Yeah, totally. What is your, what has been your biggest sell?
I sold some patio furniture for my in-laws for $500 and I left it on the porch, everyone. We can do big purchases on the porch. It's not a big deal. And my in-laws and my mom are the only people that I'll ever sell for Facebook Marketplace because it is a lot of work. So you have to learn your tips. But for them, I do list. But I've kind of taught him. He took all the pictures for me and I post it for him, but then I have to tell him to put it on his porch. And he was like, $500, like, there's no way, you can't do that. But it was like, I always forget the name. It's like the more heavier patio furniture.
Like the wicker or like
Not
Adirondack
wicker.
chairs?
No, it's like really heavy, like metal.
Oh, like wrought iron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's really nice and really expensive. And it's like selling for $200. And he's like, well, it's 8 years. And I'm sure I paid like $700. And I'm like, I'm listing it for $500. And it sold within 3 days. And he's like, I
Oh my
cannot believe
gosh.
that.
Well, and again, it's like taking into the account of shipping. People are going to pay crazy shipping to buy that online.
Yeah. Marketplace really has benefited, especially moms, like when your kids are now like growing. The inflation, like the pricing on things is crazy. And I just have because I'm so thrifty, I remember everything that I've ever spent on like what it costs. And if you've held on to something and it's still in great condition, like even Halo sleep sacks, I used to buy them for $20. They're now $30. So that inflation is also kind of paying the depreciation. Like some of the items, like you may make more than what you paid for, but that is not your responsibility to tell the buyer that you got a good deal. And they're still probably getting a good deal because it's less than retail is now. It's the companies that are taking us down with all this money.
Yeah, which is okay with me.
Yes. So that's why I was like,
Yeah,
I'm listing it for 500 because
yeah,
I think
totally.
it's worth it.
Yeah. What is one of your biggest finds? What is something that was like, oh my God, this is so cheap. I need it, but it's a high ticket item?
Oh, the Clip Clop Castle, like the Fisher Price.
Yeah.
I tried to get the girl one, which it is like a long funny story. It's like older couple, they like buy them at thrift stores and then fix them up and then list them for honestly a pretty fair price, $25. So they're not making a lot of money because really they could probably sell them for $200
Yeah,
and people
for
would
sure.
pay them. But they like clean them up and he does come out and like talk to you. So for a minute I wasn't prepared and it stressed me out. And then he just was so excited to tell me about the product and tell me like even if you like if it starts to get like goes too fast, you can take an eraser. And he was which was really cool that he was so into it, but like wanted to make sure that I loved it. But I missed the girl one from them and I knew that they had been listing a lot of them. And then the boy version showed up and I did end up snagging that one for $25. So I have the boy version of the Clip Clop. So that was a good deal because I don't know. That might be a family heirloom too that I always save, but if not,
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it for more than $25.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some other items that you've gotten that have like a fun story behind them?
Those are hard. I will say I don't buy as much. I used to be really like standoffish as like, no, you're here to sell, you're here to get rid of your things, you're not buying more things. But I do like look occasionally and I'm trying to make it a better habit of like I needed a pair of like dress shoes for my son. So I was like, I should look. But there was only one pair like anywhere close to us within a size. And that one I did negotiate and to be fair, I did 50% off of what she was saying. Like it was 20 and I really didn't think that was fair. I thought 10 was more fair. And she said 15, but I still said no. So I think it's harder, which is why I want more moms to sell because I want to buy your stuff too.
Right. I
But
think it's, go ahead.
Oh, I found toys, like a Melissa and Doug like walker. I think I got for like 10, which those are like obnoxiously expensive. Toys are probably like the next thing that I do try to go and look for.
Yeah, I will say, just like thinking back to all the buys that I've done when I had my son when I was pregnant, I was like, I don't even want to make a baby registry. I wound up making one, but I got every big ticket item from secondhand from Marketplace. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to want or need. And I don't want to spend $1 million. I don't want my family to have to spend a ton of money on things that I don't know that I'm going to use. So, my biggest find, or two of my biggest finds, were baby items. I got this Land of Nod, like cradle bassinet that was like $1,000 brand new. And I got it for like $200.
That's awesome.
And it is in, like, mint condition. I feel like it just had to be used for, like, baby dolls or, like, decor in a room because it was, like, it didn't even look like it was used. And then the other one was a Up-A-Baby stroller. It was, super old for the time frame. I think it's, like, a 2014 maybe. I had my son in 2022, but it was, like, the stroller itself, it was the rumble seat, it was you got 2 of the bassinets that go in, you got 2 of the, bassinet stands, like a rain cover, a winter cover, there was, like, a skateboard attachment on it, and it's, like, my biggest find to date. In 2014, it was probably, like, $2,000 worth of stuff that I got
Yeah.
for $250. I have used it a ton, and if we have a second kid, I'll probably use the same one because it was
Yeah.
just a no-brainer. It was so much stuff, and that is one occasion that I went to go pick it up. The woman and her husband helped me, like, load it up. I was big and pregnant, helped me load it up in my car, and were, like, showing me how to use it, the ins and outs, and so that was kind of special. Their kids were grown up and didn't really need it anymore, and so they were kind of passing it on, and just watching the dad, like, show me how to use it was just so fun and cute, and it's like a memory that I have from a sale.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of I mean, it is a nice community because sometimes Facebook is like and TikTok too, like even just some of the comments that I get under mine, I didn't know marketplaces could be so controversial. Like, I don't know, people
Yes.
are mean and grumpy and like just
Yeah.
want to argue with you, but like marketplace, like we want to buy your stuff, they want to buy our stuff, like we want to like I don't know, it's just everyone's happy. Everyone's
Yeah.
winning. Like so it's like
Yeah.
a social media where everyone's wins and everyone's happy and there's barely anything to argue about.
Yeah. So tell me, what are some of your biggest tips for moms selling on Marketplace?
The biggest tip is just to do it, to get it listed, and to make it look good. So you're gonna put all your like marketplace is like a crack pot. You're putting all your work in the front end, and then you're just gonna reap the benefits when it's over. So make sure you do it the first time. Make sure that your pictures are clutter free. Like take everything out of the way. I do most items if they can fit on my counter. I just do my kitchen counter. If they're bigger, I'll find like a blank wall. And we don't have to look clean. Like we don't have to be clean. We just have to look clean. You just need to move all the stuff out of the way so people don't know. Because also people want to buy stuff from things that look nicer. So you're also not going to want to take pictures outside or in your garage or even your unfinished basement. I don't care if you put the stuff back in the unfinished basement, just move it while you take the photo. Make sure that you write everything in the description, every like little kind of detail because you have to think they're not really like a garage sale. They're not really going to look at it like to decide. They have to decide before they drive to you whether they want it or not. And don't be afraid to admit that there's like a little stain or a little rip. Like junk sells on Facebook Marketplace. People just want to know, like they want you to be honest and they're going to trust you that you described everything when you describe everything in detail. And then just price fair, price from the beginning what you like, what it's truly worth. And then wait, which is the hardest thing that I didn't realize why also most people are quitting is that stuff doesn't normally sell quickly. My average sale time for like last month was like 89 days. It was from like listing to being sold. But I also have stuff like I'm definitely crazy that sold like 2 years later, but it's already in my house. Just find a spot to put it and just close your eyes and don't pay attention to it. And then one day, like all of your hard work from the beginning, like pays off and you're so excited to get the money and to get it out of your house are the biggest things. Wait.
Yeah, I saw someone on TikTok and she has like a storage room and she has one shelf on her storage room that's only got a few items on it and it's like her marketplace shelf for things that like she put on marketplace, she hasn't sold yet, but doesn't want amongst all her other stuff. So it's just one
Yes.
little shelf that has the stuff on it I feel like that's a really doable way to just like maybe get a big bin or that stays in your garage or whatever.
Yes, garage, under the bed, in a closet, like, just where can you put it to get it out of your sight? And I think that's just, like, also because you can get so much money back, like, I just feel like it should be a part of your home, like, find your marketplace storage spot, because it's gonna pay for itself, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a couple controversial questions.
Okay.
What is your opinion on washing items before someone picks them up?
I wash things before I take the photo, but I'm not gonna wash it again if it's gotten wrinkled. I definitely think you're gonna get more money, which is why I always say, like, put the shoes in the washing machine, like, they're gonna look so much better, and the more time that you spend into something to make it look better, my, like, kind of go-to is if you can spend 15 minutes or less making this item look better, spend the 15 minutes because you're gonna get the return. So I definitely think yes, clean it, to make it look good. If like, I wouldn't pay a dry cleaning fee, though, like, I did sell my bridesmaid dress, and I wrote that, like, it's has not been dry cleaned because that I wasn't gonna get my return for, but if you're gonna get your return, do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have heard a lot of things back and forth, like, people hate picking up items that are dirty, but I'm like, "You're getting it for less than half the price, and I think that you should be washing the item before you bring it in your house anyway."
Yes.
So, that's where it's kind of, like, controversial between, like, you're getting this item for basically free, you might as well just wash it on your own, and other people who are like, "I'm giving you this item for X amount of money, just wash it."
I'm not
So,
your
I think
laundry
it's
service too. That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
That is one that I
yeah.
actually have not heard people, like, had strong opinions. I will say I bought, like, a Halloween dress for my daughter, and that was the one that I negotiated. It was a Target dress. That was cute. It was 5, and I asked her if she would do 3, and she said yes, and I picked it up. It did have, like, a l of course, am gonna wash even the shoes. Even if you told me you washed it and air dried, I'm still gonna wash it. Like, so I was still gonna wash the dress, but I was annoyed. It was, like it was covered in dog hair, and I'm like, "Come on." Like, I don't know, like, that one, I was annoyed, but I didn't say anything, like, I wouldn't even write
Right,
anything in the review, but
right, yeah.
I do think that you should we look clean. You don't have to be clean, but you need to look clean to the people of Facebook right away.
Yes, for sure. My other controversial question is cash versus digital pay.
That one, you have to let it go to the universe. You cannot be firm in your answer. You need to offer 2 forms of payment. I always offer cash or Venmo, and I literally don't care what you pick. Even people are like, "What do you prefer?" And I said, "I do not care. Whatever you prefer is what I care." Because some people, like me, I actually do prefer if I'm buying, I'm gonna only pay you in cash because I just feel like, I don't know, stress sitting on your porch paying. Like, I'd rather just pay the cash and I have marketplace cash. But some people just don't have cash, or maybe they don't have the right amount of cash because no one really uses cash anymore. So you need to have another electronic payment. I use Venmo. I don't have PayPal or the other one that's kind of
Zelle.
scammy. Yeah, that one I do not recommend. I've heard that it's very scammy and that scammers are always offering that one. And so I think
Really?
you should do always have Venmo or cash.
Okay. Yeah, I am one of the people that never has cash. So few and far between will I like deny something that is not deny, but I'll always prefer the virtual payment. But it is very interesting because, like, for an item, like you said, an oddly priced item, I'm not going to have the $8 that you're looking for to pick it up. But it does get very tricky, which is why it becomes a kind of a controversial question. Because to me, if you're buying something from me, I don't care if it's coming in cash or in um a digital form, but the only place that I'm, like, kind of hard and fast, if it is an item that I'm asking for $50 or more, I will request a digital payment just because I'm afraid to get scammed and that they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'll pay cash when I get there," and they take it because that's, a lo not a lot of I mean, $50 is a lot of money, but then, like, that's money that I would be losing in the grand scheme. What are your thoughts on that?
And that's the one that I really like will argue with people about is that you have to let it go. There are so many other things in motherhood that we need to stress about. If you add unrealistic expectations or unrealistic fears, like you are going to be miserable with marketplace and then you're going to quit. So let let it go. I would say, honestly, though, if I was a buyer paying something expensive, I have thought about it after the fact. Like, I probably would use a digital payment too, just because I would be afraid that something like harmful could happen. So I think it's safer.
Yeah, I don't know what about it with the digital payment makes it feel safer that like, okay, they have the
You're just
money
not
or like
carrying
it's
the cash on
secure.
you.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's secure in whatever way. Another one is when people request shipping. This is something that I was like, okay, Facebook Marketplace is supposed to be local. You're supposed to be um contributing to your local community until my son fell into half sizes in shoes. So I buy all of my son's shoes. Most of them are Sekai Run,
Mhm.
and they don't sell half sizes anymore. So I know.
Good
So
to know.
he's a half size. They don't have them anymore. And the only place I've been able to find them is Marketplace when you change your location from local to all Marketplace.
Mhm.
And it's been very interesting. I've been very like no holds barred about it. And so I will message people and be like, hey, I'm willing to pay. Are you willing to ship this item? A lot of times it's no, not interested. Other people will be like, yeah, but here's the amount. So that's where it gets kind of tricky because some people will be like, this is a local pickup only. I don't know why you asked for ship, whatever. So that's where it gets kind of tricky because it's like, how do you do that? Everybody does it differently when it comes to shipping. Do you have any hard and fast rules? What do you typically do? What have you seen be done? All the stuff
Yeah.
on shipping.
So that's one that I also like. I think that's the benefit of like having me on the social media is I feel like I've lived and learned. And I used to be a very hard, absolutely not. I'm only listed on my porch. And then I was like, my goal is to get rid of stuff and make money. So why am I saying no? And that's the only time I will ever require prepayment. But if someone asks me and I have a box, there's one item that I get asked all the time, and it's so big. I truly just don't have a box.
Yeah.
And I'm actually sad and think that I should figure out a box so I can sell this item. But if I have a box big enough and they're going to prepay, and I do have them, I first ask them if they're willing to do that. And if they say yes, then USPS has like a click and ship, like you can put in their information. So I say, let me know your address first. I'll tell you the exact cost of shipping. And then if you want to prepay me for the item plus the shipping, then I will print this label and I will put it in the mail tomorrow. And so I've had a couple of people like that. And it's just been nice because it does move stuff. Facebook does have like a feature you can offer shipping. It used to be way easier because they provided the label. But in January, they took it away for no reason whatsoever. And so I have not messed with that at all. But sometimes if you truly want to sell something, sometimes you have to be open to a bigger buyer pool. So like we had a Philadelphia's hat. I have no idea why. And no one in St. Louis wanted this hat. But when I listed it and it still was like $5 or $10 because it's whatever. We don't need it. And $5 is a lot of money to me. And so I did list it for selling through like Facebook when they had the labels and it sold, or my bridesmaid dress. I knew that like the buyer pool was going to be smaller and I sold it for $10, but whatever. So I'm open to selling. I think people also, the misconception is sometimes Facebook, you will set it local, but Facebook's still going to show you if you typed in a specific teapot that you really want, they're going to show you everything because maybe you're willing to drive and then it ends up being like 3 hours away. And so sometimes the buyer just didn't truly thought that they were only looking local.
Yeah.
But if you want to sell, I think you should be open to not saying no to moms. Help us out. Especially
Yeah.
like that's crazy. That's kind of cool. The nice
I
thing about
know.
Marketplace, some things are discontinued and we still want them. Like we
Right.
need to get them.
Yeah. And if it weren't for Facebook Marketplace, I would not have even known that because I was like searching everywhere and couldn't find anything. I found it out from another mom. She's like, my kid is half size. They don't sell any of these anymore. I was like, let's stay connected because I think I'm going to need more of those half sizes.
Yes.
Anything else on tips or tricks that you think moms should know for selling?
Just don't doubt yourself, don't stress, and just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. My last question is what is the craziest thing you've sold on Marketplace?
I always argue with my friends on which one is crazier that I've sold, but in my opinion, a used mattress for $175. Thank you to the person that bought it. I did not describe this mattress well. it was my husband's own, like, only. So, like, it's sunk in the middle. And it's sunk in the middle. I described it's 8 years old. And I actually was selling our bed frame, and I had priced it like this is the price of the bed frame, and you pretty much are just getting a free mattress. And I was going to be okay if no one wanted the mattress, and I would just try to sell it for $10. But this person, she wanted the bed frame, and then it ended up she measured and she was like, it's not going to fit in my house, but can I have the mattress? And so I was like, okay. And she did half of what I was listing it for. She said, can I have the mattress for $175? And truly, if she would have said, can I have it for $5? I would have said yes. So I like bit my
Just
tongue. And was
take
like,
it.
oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I'm getting $175 for a mattress that I described sinks in the middle. But she came and I put a tarp out. I laid it on my driveway. I said, it'll be on my driveway. I'm not available to help you load. And she paid me $175 for that mattress. I think that's like my biggest flex brag.
That's so funny. Yeah, my mom has sold some crazy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. She's like the marketplace queen. It's so funny when you talk about like the systems and where you keep things. She has everything to like a T. She has a little plastic bin on her porch that people can put their money in. She's got a specific chair that her stuff goes in. So it's so funny.
Aww.
Like everybody figures out their own little thing to make it work. So it really sounds like you've done that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's what I think everyone should just have like, this is the way of life now, like that we can like circle things in and out of our homes. We can circle money in and out of our homes, like figure out where to store it, figure out how you're going to put it on your porch and do it. Like it should be part of our life from here on out. I hope they never take it away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be terrible. Okay, so any things coming up exciting for you in the marketplace, Mom? Anything you want to share that you have upcoming?
Yeah. So I have 3 digital guides that you can purchase if you want to like jumpstart your selling game. It is truly what I say from the second someone says, is it available, to is it picked up? And then I go through every weird scenario question that someone has asked me. Can I try your item on? Can I get it shipped? I'm not showing, like everything that I literally I like Marketplace saves all of your chats. So when I was writing it, I just went through every chat and I was like, how did I handle that situation? Did I handle it well or should I have handled it better? And I just scrolled through. So that's one guide. I have one guide that is how to buy, to what you should really like, what I want a buyer to say exactly to me. And then I have things because that's the frustrating part of Marketplace too, is when I try to buy something and like I'm practically begging someone to give them my money and they're just kind of like, sure, whatever, like not saying anything. So I go through all the scenarios of like when the seller tries to get you off the sale, like what you can say to get them back on so they can sell to you. And then the third one is like how to list, like exactly what your listing looks like, what it needs to include. And then you can buy all 3 together in a bundle. And so that's just like one quick way to kind of like jumpstart. And people that have bought it have just been really appreciative. So that's my only thing that I like gatekeep on how to sell on Facebook Marketplace. The rest I will publicly talk about all the time. I love talking about it.
I love that. And where can people find you and your digital guides?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And I just started posting on YouTube. I'm very slow there. And then it's linked in my bio where you can get my digital guide on Instagram, Facebook, not TikTok. I need to figure out how to do it. I need to find someone younger than me to teach me. I still haven't figured it out.
It's a learning curve, I'll say. I love TikTok as a user, as a scroller, but not necessarily as a poster.
Yeah. It's definitely been a learning curve. I definitely feel I'm a lot better than I was when I started. So it'll be crazy to see what I'm like in 6 months too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was super fun. I love talking all things marketplace, and I'm excited to see our followers start to start up their own marketplace.
Yes, please come follow me, come tag me, come share your finds, come share your frustrations. Like I absolutely like love hearing about it. I love talking about it. I love learning from other moms. So like sometimes people are teaching me things too, and then I like share it to the rest of us. So like we can all win. Like that's all I want for us.
Yes, I love that. Well, thank you again. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's it for today's episode of the Mama Making Podcast. If this conversation resonated with you, share it with a friend, leave a review, or follow us on social media. We love hearing what's landing for you. And most importantly, keep making your way through. You're never in this alone. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.